Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. I finally, a couple of days ago, received the new Tom Ford Soleil 2022 collection. This is the Sheer Cheek Duo in 02 Eclat Nu. I'd waited for this for a long time, so I'm really happy it finally arrived. This is also the first Tom Ford Cheek Duo product that I've tried. So far I like it. No big spoilers there. I'll talk more about the details. I have been wearing both the products in this compact for I think about 6 hours now. So as you can see, and the name implies, it is a sheer formulation. It is buildable to medium, so I will do a little bit of a demonstration in this video, but you're gonna see throughout. I'll probably do a split screen and have when I first was applying these products at the start of the day, what that looks like. So I wanted to come a little bit closer, and you can see that after 6 hours, it really, my natural oils have come through, but the product itself is still light but visible, and so still intact, and I think that's a really good sign. About the product itself, so this top shade here is a peach nude shade, and the bottom is pink melon. You're supposed to use, or you can use these individually or combined. The top shade here is supposed to, you can use it as like kind of an all-over glow on your cheeks, or use it for a bit of contouring. And then the bottom shade is the one that will give you more color. So I think this is kind of the designated blush, while this is more like perhaps like a sunlit effect highlighter, if you will. And I haven't tried this top shade here as a contour, which is what I would like to demonstrate after I swatch this, is to just put it here to see if that would work, if that's an acceptable look. And because it is sheer, this compact itself is suitable for light to light medium skin tone. I don't think I would be able to use or get much use out of this top shade here as I get through summer, and as my skin deepens, basically, when I'm out in the sun more. So let me go ahead and swatch, and these feel actually really, really nice. And they all have that sheen to them, both products. It's a nice peachy or peach tone shade. And this is the blush. So you can see, maybe just from this, the kind of soft effect. It does give you an overall glow. So I'm gonna go in now, and using a clean brush here, I'm going to swipe the top and focus on this area here, the hollows. And I'll take this a step further and just put this up here on both sides of the forehead. And you can see that I've gone in at least twice to get pigment, and then really just work the product in, diffuse it. It just gives you a little bit, at least on my skin tone. I think if you're lighter than me, you're probably gonna get more pigment, but on my skin tone, you can see there's color, but it really is sheer. And I probably could work this a little bit more and diffuse it a little bit more so we can avoid any lines. I do like how it looks. It gives me just a little bit of contour. It's not quite like a bronzer or contour like this Victoria Beckham matte bronzing brick. it could really give me like a contour look. This is all just very natural looking, and I think true to its name, it is sheer. It is supposed to be natural. The goal is to give you a very sunlit look that's nice and light. So I do want to show you, as I'm going to go through this next step here, some footage of when I first put this product on in the morning at the beginning of the day. And I want to go back now actually and apply a little bit more blush just to show you that the blush is, I mean, they're both buildable because it's buildable light to medium, but I think the blush, because there's generally more pigment, you're just going to get more buildability out of it. So I just went back in for some more and I'm applying it onto the cheeks. The effect, you can see there's more than the left side as I'm kind of dabbing this on and then diffusing. But you can see the effect is still really sheer, which is nice because sometimes it's easy to overdo blush, that's for sure. So definitely buildable blush, and that is visible, but still very flattering overall. I'm also at the very end, I'll also have a small or brief tutorial on how I created this eye look. I used Tom Ford's Cream Quad Rose Topaz for today's look, and for lips, I used Westman Atelier's Liquid Lip Balm in the shade Nu Nu, and I thought that was a good pairing because we've got slightly smoky eyes and then, you know, this like really sheer glowing cheek look, and then just like a lip balm with a hint of pink in it. So I was looking within my collection to see if there's any other product like cross-brand. For same brand I definitely don't, but for cross-brand, was there anything I could compare this to, something like cheek products that were a bit on the sheer side? And the only product, in terms of powder anyway, that comes close would be the Chantecaille Radiance Chic Cheek and Highlight Duo. This product is discontinued, although sometimes Chantecaille does bring products back that you thought might have been limited edition or was limited edition and they bring it back. I just find that this is a very, it's not a sheer highlighter, it's just on the lighter side. And the blush too, although it is cooler, and just wanted to see, yeah, I think the blush itself is more pigmented than Tom Ford's Cheek Duo. And these are never, or were never marketed as sheer, so I didn't think it was going to be sheer. And this is a highlighter, quite different from the peachy shade. And I wouldn't use this as a highlighter. I mean, if you have deeper skin tone, like medium to tan to deep skin tone, this is not suitable. I don't even think you can use this as a highlighter, even if you have deeper skin tone. So it truly is made for giving you perhaps all over sunlit look or slight contouring if you're on the lighter side. So that's something to be aware of. And then if I look in my cream section of products, or cream category of products, there are a couple of things that this reminds me of, because in terms of being sheer, I do have Merit's cream blushes, for example. And because they diffuse really easily, they can be on the sheer side. The difference is with these blushes, they do not have any kind of glitter or reflective quality to them. They're just creamy, kind of matte products. As you diffuse it out, it can be sheer, but it's not going to give you the same type of radiance as Tom Ford's. And then the last thing I want to show you guys, or I guess second last thing I want to show you guys, is the Tower 28 Bronzino in the shade West Coast. I have been using this throughout the week, and I have found that it's not quite enough pigment for me to use it just as a blush. And I think, I mean, I could build it up, but I feel like if I were to go in third and fourth application, I would then look really bronzy without that kind of flushed look. So to me, I think I'm gonna end up using this just as like an all over glow, putting it just under the cheeks here, around these places, like even on the nose, just to warm the complexion up, but not really as a blush for me. And it's not really meant to be a strong contour because as you diffuse it, and it's very easy to wear for that reason, as you diffuse it, it just becomes quite light. And because of this, once it's diffused, it does remind me of the Tom Ford product. However, the difference is this is a cream and this is a Beige LA powder. Although they both do have that kind of reflective quality to it. I would say the Tom Ford one looks a little bit more concentrated in the powder. And this, because you do have to diffuse it once you pick it up from a brush or finger or sponge, it kind of spreads it a little bit more. So I think these two have some similar ideas or can be used that way. Although there is no peachy undertone to this at all. Let me just hold the two up. Quite different in their undertones. And the final product is the Shade and Illuminate blush in O2 Explicit Flush. I have not used this yet. I picked this up during the Sephora sale and haven't gotten a chance to use it, but I would like to swatch it because when I do get to use it, I'd also would probably take this out in the video just to compare it once more. I think so a lot more pigmented in comparison. And this is extremely light. I'm going back in for a second application. I'm going to try and get more product here. Yeah, this is really light. I feel like the idea is similar to the sheer duo, but the blush is definitely much more pigmented and it's not meant to be sheer. So interesting. When I get into this and use it on the cheeks, it'll be interesting to see what ways to use it is gonna give you the best effect. So I'll have a video on this soon when I try on new makeup. The other thing I wanted to mention before we go here is in the video, the split screen video that you saw me applying the cheek duo for the first time, I was using this brush, a very fluffy brush, to just have this diffuse in a larger area. And then just now, several minutes ago, I went back and did this in a more concentrated way. When I look back now, I think I would prefer to maybe put on the blush. Actually, maybe it doesn't matter that much, but I think I would prefer to actually go in with this, do the contouring, and then go back to apply the blush. I think I would like that effect more. And I think putting in or building up the blush more like this is probably more my go-to for day-to-day or every time I get into this. Overall, I do think this compact is really pretty. You can also use it on your eyes for a sheer look if you wanted to. It's just really easy. You can keep this in your purse, in your bag, and use it to replenish or freshen up your look throughout the day very easily. And because it's so sheer, it's not going to, it's really hard to overdo it, but you get a really nice finished look. So let me know what you think of the Sheer Cheek Duo. It is unscented. I think for those of you familiar with Tom Ford, you know that it's going to be unscented, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. And the product is made in Italy. like the other Soleil Neige collection from Tom Ford, does come with this velvet white pouch, and the box is golden. Well, there you go. Let me know what you think below. See you guys again in the next video. Bye.